What is up, folks? Hope everybody is doing well. Just brought Jasmine and Nora, baby girl, and my wife, if you don't know who they are, if you don't watch the channel or whoever, to a christening. So now brought the dogs here in Bridlington and thought I would just get the dogs out, bring them with us, about an hour away from where we live. Go for a walk while they're at the after party of the christening. And then, yeah. But the other day, just to kind of follow on from the whole reason that I started this channel, the Moving to Canada series, documenting that, me moving from England to Canada and that whole thing. And obviously now back since 2021, been back in England. The other day, me and Jasmine was having a interesting, I've got a pug over there who keeps forgetting where she is. Let's go and get her. But the other day, me and Jasmine was having a interesting discussion, and as I've said before on this channel, that the grass is always greener from where you've lived or where you've been predominantly. So I naturally miss Canada more than Jasmine does, and Jasmine actually prefers England more than I do, proving my grass is greener theory, which is not really my personal theory, but here we go. But yeah, I effectively was just doing some brainstorming, speaking to Jazz and being like, I don't actually know what I miss about Canada. The thing is, when you miss places that were so transforming and you had big life events that happened there, I'm just leashing a pug. There we go. Come on, let's go. You have big life events that happen there. It's hard to decipher, but I think it's important to decipher what you actually miss. Is it the actual place itself, the stuff there, the people, or is it those past memories which you can't actually get back? If you went back, you'd have to make new memories and whatnot. And obviously both of those things, you can miss the memories and you can miss the people and the things. But I think for me, what I miss most about Canada is just the memories of the time being there. The memories that I had with Jasmine, building our relationship, getting our pugs. I miss that, and necessarily going back wouldn't mean that I would gain that back. We'd have to create new things, and I often forget all of the stress and the inconvenience of sometimes of living. We lived in Toronto for the whole time that I was in Canada, and big city, constant stress, having to work 2-3 jobs just to live there in a 1-bedroom condo. And I forget those things because I romanticize and glorify those times of when we were there. And when I think and kind of compare again England and Canada to each other, just been back in England 2 years now, 3 years now, and having a whole new perspective on it, being older, being a new person. I always say I became me in Canada. I know that sounds cringy and corny, but I did. The amount of actual growth of a human being, I've done that the most in Canada to who I am today. But I mean, what I will say is Canada has a lot of, and North America in general has a lot of box stores and go on guys, box stores and big advertising programs. So for example, in Ottawa where Jasmine's parents live, it's constant store after store after store of this the same thing. You got a Starbucks, you got a Tim Hortons, you got McDonald's, you got this, you got that, repetitive over and over again. And don't get me wrong, in Toronto, like, you get like the decent like indie things as well, like you do in London, like all the amazing restaurants, and you can have any food any type of the day, any time of the day you can get any food, and that's amazing. Like I love that aspect of it. I'm not sure that I'd change what I've gained that I feel like we've gained in England. There's a lot of cons in England. I don't necessarily find the cities and towns aesthetically pleasing. They're very industrial. I won't name any to offend people, but there is also a lot of greenery and a lot of beauty that I didn't really appreciate when I lived here. This next week, we're going to Scotland from tomorrow until Friday. And I, again, didn't appreciate how beautiful Scotland was when I lived here before, and then came back. And a big thing is having dogs, honestly, getting out. And again, go on, guys. But again, I not that Canada doesn't have its beauty. Like, Canada is so beautiful, and it has a lot to offer. But if I went back to Canada now, the only reason would be that I would see the best reason to go back would be, I'm distracted by a big cat over there, would be to be near Jasmine's family and for that support for her and everything else. That'd be the best reason to go back. Wouldn't be the stores, wouldn't be all the stuff. I got that on my system. It wouldn't be having all of the availability. Like, we went to London last weekend, and we had all that availability, and it was great for 2 days. It was perfect. We could eat anything we wanted, all these different restaurants, all these different foods. Great. But that convenience gets old really quick, and we love to cook at home quite a lot. And as I've said before, can't remember if I said it or not, but I'm going to say it again anyway. The actual quality of food in terms of ingredients, in terms of meat, dairy, bread, cheese, and that's dairy, is actually better here. So, again, I question sometimes what I actually miss of Canada, and I think a big part of it is the memories that we had. And you can have that basically by going, when you think of a vacation spot you used to go as a kid or whatever, and you go back and you're like, yeah, it's cool, but it's not as I remembered it. Because you're going back to try and create that time, and necessarily it's not going to be there. Same things, but you have to create new memories. So, yeah, I don't know where the future will take us. If it was, if you asked me like months ago, saying, you know what, if you go to Canada, would you? I'd say, yeah. Go to Canada, I'd go tomorrow. But the more and more I think about it, the more and more I question if that is the case. I don't know. Definitely wouldn't be a big city, put it that way. Maybe on the outskirts of a city, still have the availability to go and get stuff and whatever, but I definitely wouldn't be working 2-3 jobs to live in a condo in Toronto. It's not the vibe that I'm particularly looking for, and I get it if you want to do that. There is something to it. Again, when I was in London a couple of weekends ago, like, it makes you feel alive, being around people, all the chaos. And it's crazy how quickly you don't even hear the sirens and the chaos. You adapt to it so quickly. And then it was crazy when we got back, and we got back to kind of the field and the grass where we were. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what quietness and nature and fresh air feels like, because in those big cities, that thick pollution is pretty crazy. But anyways, I'm off on a tangent. But yeah, I don't know where the future will take us, but hopefully I will have the ambition to carry on this channel and update you guys and see where we go from there, and hopefully you enjoy it. But thanks for watching, whoever watches.